Hi everybody, and welcome to video number 2 about this 2022 Chevrolet High Country 3/4 ton diesel truck. We're going to go take this for a drive now, just giving you a quick preview of the outside. If you want to look at that aggressive and mean front end, if you want to see much more of the inside outside underneath this truck and a lot more about it, including this beautiful roll and lock bed cover, check out my walk around video of it and you can see it in much more great detail. All right, seatbelt, and away we go. This is a big truck, and there is no two ways about it that it's big, it's stout, it's heavy, it's durable, it's strong, capable. Every adjective that describes something big and bold and capable. It's a big truck, but it is a pleasure to drive. It's easy to drive. It's incredibly comfortable to drive because it's so luxurious and nice. I don't know how you couldn't want to own one. And as I said at the conclusion of my walk around video, with all the money you'll save by buying this one used, barely used, and still like new, at a little more than half of what it was brand new, you could buy a $50,000 boat to go on the back, or an RV, and you're only at the price of what just the truck would have cost you new. I like to make jokes, but there's nobody to laugh, so I don't know if it's really that funny or not. Do you see the heads-up display? Very cool. As soon as we get out on the road, it will tell us the speed limit of the road. Love the sound of diesel. I love the smell of diesel. And of course, the power and the torquiness of diesel-powered vehicles. This truck runs and drives absolutely perfect. There's nothing negative at all. There's nothing negative at all about this truck except for a couple little blemishes on the very back of it that I showed in the walk around video. A couple very small dents in the tailgate and a slight indentation in the rear bumper. Other than that, this truck is as good as new. The outside is perfect, other than the stuff on the tailgate and the bumper. The interior is perfect. Mechanically, it's perfect. Everything works. It's been serviced at a Chevrolet dealership. It's extra clean underneath because it's never been off-road. It's never gotten its tires dirty. It's never towed anything of any substance or weight besides a very small trailer for the company that it belonged to. It was only driven by the owner of the company. Wasn't driven by a bunch of different employees, but it was a company vehicle, but only driven by one person. It's been extremely well cared for, serviced and maintained. It's lived and slept indoors in a warehouse, you know, aka a garage, every night. It's never sat outside, and it shows. Love how fast the 10-speed Allison transmission shifts. It's never sat outside. Always been inside, always been pampered. The wheels show it, the lug nuts show it, the rotors show it, the leaf springs show it. In the last 5 or 7 minutes of my walk around video, I went underneath this truck in great detail, and if you go look at that, you'll see that it literally still looks like brand new. Original window sticker was just over $82,000. And it's a lot of truck for the money. It's expensive new, but it's a lot of truck now for the price and the money. Michelin tires that are on it were put on in early 2024, which would be less than a year ago. They're still in excellent shape. Lots of life left, lots of tread left. They ride nice. It has great service records at the Chevrolet dealership with regular care and maintenance, routine service. For something that weighs almost pretty much 4 tons curb weight, this truck really gets up to speed nicely, handles nicely, steers nicely, holds the road. I mean, doesn't feel like you're driving something that's as big and heavy as this is at all. And here we are at, whoops, kind of speeding, 65 miles per hour on this road that the speed limit is 50. You can see on the heads-up display. But this road is very bumpy. The pavement is not very nice, but driving this big heavy truck with the long wheelbase, you never know it because it's so comfortable. I joked and teased on the walk around video that this is not a pickup truck to me, because I always think of pickup trucks as being basic manual transmission, no air conditioning, manual windows, definitely not having rear defrost or a power sunroof. But this is 2025 now. This is what trucks have become. It really is easy to drive. I mean, it's long, but it is easy to drive. Steering is almost effortless. As long as you know the size of what you're driving, it is not hard to manipulate around a corner like what we just saw right back there. It's not that hard to park because, as I showed in the walk around video, the camera system on this truck is outrageous. It has a camera for a camera. Lots of views, front, back, side, trailer hitch view, truck bed, what's in the bed view, who's on first. I mean, there are cameras beyond belief on this truck. I mean, if you don't have someone to help spot you on what you're doing, you probably will be able to do it yourself because you can see like you're standing there. So we're gonna drive a little more on some city street, and then we're gonna go out on the freeway for a few miles down and back. And it's just a stout, solid, heavy truck. 18,500 pounds is the towing capacity for the crew cab configuration of this truck. That number is mind-blowing to me. I mean, I know there's boats and campers and such that can weigh that much, but that is a big number. And ironically, when I looked at the towing charts, the 3500 series trucks are only a couple thousand more pounds. So unless you really need it, it seems to me that a 3/4 ton truck like this with a crew cab and this Allison transmission and Duramax 6.6 liter turbo diesel, it's almost like it's like a Brinks truck. It's like it's unstoppable. What can't it do, right? And then all of the safety features that this has, blind spot monitor and forward collision alert and lane keeping. You know, right now you see the car in front of us. I'm looking out front. See the green image of the car? If I get closer to that car, that image will turn orange because I'm following too closely. See that? Because he started to put on his brakes. So that's neat. Kind of keeping you in line, keeping you in check. This here, put it in trailer mode to tell it that you're towing something, and you see the little trailer picture down there, but also the battery gauge, the one all the way on the right, will change from the battery to the transmission temperature. Watch when I switch it back to normal. See the battery one come back? Very cool. Very neat feature. When I go outside the lane, the seat vibrates. I forget what they call that on the original window sticker. Safety seat or something like that. All these names, all these acronyms and names for all these different systems. It's hard to keep up, but I think it's called safety seat. But it is helpful if you're backing up and you're about to hit something, it'll vibrate the seat. The first Chevrolet vehicle that I sat in and was doing exactly that, backing up, and that seat vibrated, I almost jumped out of the seat because I didn't know what was happening. But it's been a few years that GM has been doing the safety seat, as I believe it was called, it's definitely helpful. On smooth pavement, truck is just glorious, comfortable. I mean, when you push on the accelerator pedal, you can feel the strength and the raw power and torque that this truck has. Having towed many things in my life, knowing that if there was a 15,000 pound boat behind us right now, I don't even think that you'd know it was there based on how this truck performs and what it's built to do. And going all the way back to when the Duramax and the Allison first became a thing in the Chevrolet trucks. I think it was in the late 90s or early 2000s. It was definitely in the early 2000s. I can't remember how far back into the 90s. But even then, they were regarded as just workhorses that just would do it all and just couldn't be stopped. I think the towing capacity in those trucks back then was 13 or 14,000 pounds, I think. So it's definitely increased even more with something as new as this truck. But unbelievable. And it's quiet. You know, remember the old 7.3 Ford Power Stroke diesel, the International diesel engine? It was fantastic, and it had an unwavering reliability factor as well, and people having 500,000, 600,000, 1 million miles. But it was real loud. I've owned a couple of Ford vehicles that had that engine, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's very proven, very powerful, but it's definitely kind of loud. This is pretty quiet. So we're right there. When you step on it, well, you get a little bit, you hear it a little bit, but it shifts so fast, the noise dissipates because of how quickly the transmission shifts. So we're gonna go out to the freeway here. This truck is 100% stock. There's no modifications of any type. Nothing modified at all. It's 100% stock. Just shift. I mean, it's always the trend that never hardly gets over 2,500 RPMs because there's so many 10 speeds in the transmission. And of course, as big and tall as this truck is, you feel like you're driving a semi by comparison to how low regular cars are next to you. There we are at 73 according to the heads-up display. There we are. Nice and straight and true. Quiet. Look how straight and true the steering wheel is. Nice. Someone's about to enter our blind spot. There's the blind spot indicator on the mirror. You can see right there. There's the car coming right there. I said on the walk around video, I don't know that I'd want to know what one of these mirrors costs to replace on this truck, because it has cameras in it, it has blind spot in it, it's heated, it's power folding, and it's power extending for towing. Check this out. See the mirror go to the left? See it extend for towing? So nice. Look how far out that mirror is. Watch. There it comes back in. They both do it the same at the same time. Wonderful features. Wonderful features. I mean, once you own something like this, you'd be so spoiled you'd never be able to have anything less than again. I think that's the problem. Why things keep getting nicer and nicer and better. Listen to how quiet this truck is. I always talk about my 88 F-150 because I love that truck, but it wasn't as quiet as this, and it was gasoline engine. and it wasn't as comfortable as this. This seat is extremely comfortable. I've got a ton of headroom. I've got about 6 inches above my head. I'm 6 foot 1 inches tall, about 180 pounds. I'm very comfortable in this seat. I've got lots of room. I got lots of room for my legs. I mean, wireless charger right there. I mean, heated seats on. You know, doesn't get really any better. Look at that bridge right there is real bumpy in a normal car, but this truck is so heavy that going over that bridge right there was minimal bump, so to speak, because the truck is so heavy and such a long wheelbase. Steering wheel controls on the back of the steering wheel for radio and such. Very nice. Steering wheel tilts and telescopes, so it comes in and out. I think a telescoping steering wheel is the absolute key to finding the perfect, comfortable position for anybody, whether you're tall or short, fat or skinny. His telescopic steering wheel can help achieve that perfect balance of comfort. Once you get the seat and the mirrors and everything else like you like it, the steering wheel is like the final icing on the cake. Look at how small that little car looks compared to this truck. We're gonna exit up ahead and turn around and come back the same way we just came. This truck has been lovingly cared for, as I mentioned. Kept inside, never gotten its tires dirty, barely towed anything other than a very small trailer. This truck was owned by an office supply company, office furniture supply, and didn't do anything dirty or messy or construction-y or anything like that. Just was driven, obviously a fair amount of miles, but driven by the owner, and only towed a small trailer a handful of times. You can see how perfect the bed is on my walk around video. There's not hardly a mark on it. Had very few things hauled in the bed. It has a factory sprayed in GM bed liner. When we get to one of these red lights, I'm going to show you the window sticker here. It's so nice that you almost forget and think that you're driving like a Suburban or something. You forget you're driving a truck, something that has a truck bed. Here's the window sticker. Here's all of the options. Look at that. $82,000 right there, right there. So much stuff on this truck. Just so much to it. No fuel ratings, of course, because it's diesel. But I did say in the walk around video that most things I read, people reported that they would get between 14 and 19 miles per gallon, depending on if they were towing or not. $36-gallon fuel tank. 36 gallons. 445 horsepower. Yes, that is a full tank of fuel. Now I just want you to see, I'm not even going to push the pedal all the way down. I want you to see how quickly this can get up to speed. Just raw power and torque. 70, 75. I mean, I didn't even push that pedal all the way down. It's like a lion. It's just ready to go at all times. Unbelievable. And yet, so comfortable. 18,500 pounds towing capacity, 4 tons gross curb weight. It's a heavy, heavy truck that can tow whatever you want. Deliver your family in comfort and luxury. At 91,000 miles, this truck had the differential fluids changed, the coolant flushed and changed, transmission fluid changed, at 84,000 miles, a new fuel filter, many other regular and routine services and oil changes throughout the years, clean history, clean Carfax, 2 original keys, factory remote start, these beautiful Z71 thick rubber floor mats throughout this truck, cover the carpeting all the way to keep it literally as nice as new. So nice. I wish I could demonstrate the camera system to you on this video, but if you want to see it, you'll have to watch my driving video. I appreciate your views. I appreciate you watching and listening to me. If you like what I do, if you've enjoyed this video, give a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe to my channel. Thank you all. If you have a comment, something you'd like to say to me or other viewers, please share it on the comment section. Please share your comments with the other viewers. Use the comment section as a discussion board. I like that. I appreciate that. If you own a truck like this and you have nice positive things to say, or yours has a half a bazillion miles, feel free to say so. See the beautiful Escalade in front of us with the gorgeous taillights? Seriously, I've driven those too. That's what I was trying to say a moment ago. For a minute, you almost forget you have a truck bed on the back of this truck because it feels like you're driving that. So if you know what it's like to drive one of those, pretty much right here, other than obviously those are gasoline, this is diesel, but it feels real similar. And it's so quiet. Another thing I talked about on the walk around video that the American cars are finally starting to get right, the European cars have done for a long time, is the thick fabric fender liners instead of plastic, because they absorb a lot of the sound from the road and keep the interior cabin quiet. This truck has those thick fabric, it's almost like indoor outdoor carpet fender liners, and they look nicer, they're easier to wash and clean and keep looking nice, and they do a much better job keeping everything quiet. So definitely nice. The seat just vibrated to tell me that I went outside the lane. Pop quiz, does anybody know, because I know the answer, does anybody know what the 600 badge on the back of an Escalade means? Anybody? If you know the answer, leave it in the comments, and if anybody actually says something, I'll tell you the answer. You can Google it, I'm sure, and find the answer, which is how I found out. But if you genuinely knew without Googling it, leave your comment. Look at that beautiful Escalade. You'll think you're driving that, but you're driving this. Look how much taller we are than that, even. With our Z71 off-road suspension group with skid plates, and this truck has never been off-road. Like I said, watch the last part of my walk around video and you'll see that the underneath of this truck truly looks like brand new still. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Forgot about that. I'm sure everybody that's looking probably already knows that, but wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless charging pad down here in the center. I mean, like I said, spoiled. Anybody who owns one of these, buys one of these, or a GM equivalent, excuse me, definitely spoiled and never want to go back to anything less than. I'm telling you, you really don't realize that you're driving something this big. Even going into a roundabout like right here, I mean, parking at the grocery store, yeah, you're probably going to remember you're driving something this big. But normal driving, It's so easy to drive. You just really don't. It really doesn't seem like, doesn't seem like driving something that is this tall, this long, this heavy, other than that the cars next to us look like Matchbox cars, height-wise, comparison-wise. Like that Mercedes right there. It just looks like a toy. But easy to drive and very, very comfortable truck. I would highly recommend that you get one. This one can be yours, and once this one is gone, I think it might be challenging to try to find one that's as nice as this and as well cared for as this. I don't think there would be any difference between this truck and a brand new one, and nobody is ever going to know the difference with how pristine this is and how well cared for this truck has been. It's one of the most advanced and unbelievable camera systems I have seen yet, quite frankly, on any car. Car or truck. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for any comments you'd like to leave. Thank you for your subscriptions and your thumbs up. I very much enjoy to hear or read about that my video has helped you in some way to understand this vehicle better, to help you decide to purchase one in another state, another country, or another land. It's very rewarding to me to hear that, so please leave your comment. Let me know how my video has helped you, and I appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we say peace to the world and all, and peace. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.